Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It's Mr. Patterson, if you're applying functions and modeling class. That was a Tiger King Carol Baskin joke, if you're up on it. I want to make a quick video today to go into a couple of the classwork questions from classwork 1.6 that I assigned today, in case you're struggling and still need a little bit of a help getting started on how to do some of these problems. So let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, the expression 2x plus 6 is equal to 9 for some value of x. This does not mean that we take 2x plus 6 and then set it equal to 9 and then solve for x. That's not what we're doing. That's not what this whole section is about. This section, if you watch the video, is about something called mindful manipulation. And mindful manipulation means how can we relate the two expressions, one expression being 4x plus 12 versus 2x plus 6. How are these two expressions related to each other? How can we manipulate one expression to create another expression? If we know what 2x plus 6 is equal to, how can we use that to find the value of 4x plus 12 without solving the equation? So 4x plus 12 and 2x plus 6. The first terms of both of these expressions, meaning the 4x and the 2x here, are not equivalent, but they relate to each other in some way. 2 is a factor of 4, and 4 is a multiple of 2. So you know that you can possibly manipulate the expression on the right here, 2x plus 6, and multiply it to get a 4x plus 12. Now, the question is, what do you multiply 2x plus 6 by to get 4x plus 12? What you're using here is the distributive property. So I'm taking some number and I'm multiplying it by 2x and I'm getting 4x. I'm taking some number and I'm multiplying it by 6 to get 12. What is that number? So basically, you can think about this in two ways. What times 2x is equal to 4x? Well, I think we've probably all figured out by now that that's 2. But also, you can think about this as a division problem. You just take the first term of the left-hand side here, 4x, and the first term inside the parentheses here, 2x. Divide those two. The x's divide to 1. The 4 over 2 stays, and then you get 2. So you can think about it as, what number here do I multiply 2x plus 6 to get 4x plus 12? Well, if you just simply treat this as a division problem, 4x divided by 2x, you can also get the number 2 there. Okay, so we know that 2 times 2x plus 6 is equal to 4x plus 12. How can we use this to answer the question? So without finding the value of x, determine the values of each of the following expressions. If we know 2x plus 6 is equal to 9, well then if we just bring the 4x plus 12 down, we know also that, and keep the 2, bring that down, I can substitute for 2x plus 6. Right? This 2x plus 6 here, right, is that 2x plus 6, and it says it's equal to 9. So I can just substitute for 2x plus 6 as 9, and then use that to 2 times 9 to determine the value of the expression 4x plus 12. So if 2x plus 6 is equal to 9, and 2 times 2x plus 6 is 4x plus 12, then we know that 4x plus 12 is also equal to 2 times 9, or 18. So 18 is my final answer for A. Okay, let's do something a little bit different and switch it up to letter B, same question. So the expression 2x plus 6 is equal to 9 for some value of x. Here, we're dealing with a different expression, 2x plus 9. All right, now here, these two first terms are equivalent, 2x and 2x. So we're not multiplying to get from one expression to the next. Remember, we're considering, okay, 2x plus 9, and then also the expression 2x plus 6. How are these two expressions related to each other? Well, if I maybe add or subtract some number from 2x plus 9, I can get 2x plus 6. So this is what we're figuring out here. So I notated all this in red so you can see this, but 2x plus 9 is equivalent to 2x plus 6, right? Plus some number. What is that number? Well, 6 plus what is equal to 9? Here we don't need division. Sure, you can use subtraction, but I think this is something we can all do in our head. So 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. Then I can rewrite this expression here on the right-hand side, right? And I can group 2x plus 6 together and leave the plus 3 on the outside. This is an example of the associative property, right? I just abbreviated it. Sorry for that scribble on the A here, but this is an example of the associative property of addition. I can group a set of 3 terms. I can group the 6 plus 3 together, which is this over here, and then I can regroup it according to the associative property, grouping the 2x plus 6, the first 2 terms together, and leaving the 3 on the outside of the parentheses. So same thing as letter A before that. Because we know that 2x plus 6 plus 3 is equal to 2x plus 9, and we're given in this first part of the problem that 2x is equal to 9, well then we can just substitute for 2x plus 6. So 2x plus 6 is 9, according to, once again, this up here. The plus 3 comes down. So the answer here is 12. So if 2x is equal to 9 for some value of x, 2x plus 9 is then equal to 12. Because 2x plus 6 is equal to 9. 2x plus 9 is just 3 more than 2x plus 6. So therefore, if 2x plus 6 is equal to 9, then 2x plus 9, 3 more than 2x plus 6 is just 3 more than 9, 12. Okay, so that's B. And then lastly, this is not one of the examples from the classwork, but I thought I would show this just as an example of something kind of similar but different. So here we're looking at 2x plus 3 versus 2x plus 6. Okay, so 2x plus 3. I am trying to make the expression 2x plus 3 equivalent to 2x plus 6 plus something, once again. So in order to reorganize it using the associative property. Okay, so what do I have to add to 6 to get to 3 here? Well, it turns out that I have to add a negative number, negative 3. So I can rewrite this as 2x plus 3 is equal to 2x plus 6 minus 3, because plus a negative 3 is just minus 3. And then once again, according to the associative property, I can make this 2x plus 6 and reorganize it, put the minus 3 on the outside of the parentheses, reorganize the parentheses around the first and the first and the second term rather than the second and the third term, leave the minus 3 on the outside, perform that same substitution. Remember 2x plus 6, this 2x plus 6, right, is equivalent to 9. So I just substitute for 9 here. Minus 3 is 6. And that would be my answer for this example. So once again, this example is an extra Mr. P example. This is not in the actual classwork, but I did want to show one that had to do with subtraction. So you have that as well. Okay, hopefully that helps you out. As always, remind chat me with questions and let me know if you're stuck on anything. Okay, take care for now. Bye, guys.